Well, we're learning more about the stabbing of a husband and wife at Luke Air Force Base this morning. It's an update to breaking news we first brought you last night at 10. Kirk Yunke is tracking this in the Breaking News Center for us. And Kirk, we understand an official said there's no threat to military personnel there?
Right, Connie, and that should comfort some people. There's also no threat to any military families. That's what police are saying. We do know that a knife was found at the scene. But at this point, officials out there are still working to find out what a motive might be in this case. ABC 15's Brian McElhatton live at Luke Air Force Base this morning. Brian, this all happened last night, and we just learned in the past hour the victims were husband and wife. But do we know if they were both service members?
Yeah, Kirk, I was just able to confirm that at least one of those victims had a connection to Luke Air Force Base, had a connection to the Air Force here, although their officials here are not elaborating on that. We also know one of the other victims was a civilian. They were a married couple here, and they were inside the base post office. I'm able to bring you for the first time to the scene of the crime. In fact, I want to show you this if I can. Well, we'll get here to just a few minutes, but I'll first start with the beginning. At 7 o'clock last night, there was a missing persons report that was filed just off base here. A tip led investigators to the base, where investigators on the base worked with authorities from the city of Glendale on the missing persons report, and a tip led them to the post office here on the base. When authorities swept this post office, they found two bodies, a male and a female, with multiple stab wounds, and now the investigation has led to the fact that indeed a married couple, again, one with a connection to the base, one is a civilian. But now I want to show you where I'm standing right now. For the first time, I'm able to take you to the scene of the crime where the bodies were found on the other side of this wall in a secured mail processing area. So the big question that investigators are trying to tackle right now is, how did two bodies get inside a secured area, inside a post office that was not open on Sunday? That is the big question that authorities are wrestling with right now. That is going to be the focus of the investigation today. In fact, this post office will be closed today because this area is still sealed. Behind this locked door, the area is still sealed. Investigators still very hard at work here trying to answer that question, Kirk.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine somebody with some sort of access would have had to have gotten in there. Very bizarre information there, Brian. Also, I want to ask you, outside of Tucson, Davis-Monthan, the situation that happened on Friday with some sort of potential hostage situation, somebody reported seeing someone with a gun on base. Any connection, any chance that this is connected to that, both of them military bases?
Yeah, we're being told this is an isolated incident with no relation to the situation at Davis-Monthan. For those of you who don't remember this, there was a situation there on Friday afternoon. Someone thought they saw perhaps a gunman entering a building at Davis-Monthan down in Tucson. That turned out not to be the case. It was just an abundance of caution that base authorities and civilian authorities took to make sure everyone was safe. But again, there was no situation there from what we're being told by the Air Force, and certainly no connection to this. This is being called an isolated incident, Kirk.
ABC 15's Brian McElhatton live for us.